This video hasn't found you by chance, because I don't believe in coincidences. If this has found you, then you are meant to hear this message. And what I want to say is that it's time to stop playing it safe. It's time to stop just following the status quo, because you are here on this earth for a reason. You weren't put here by chance. You came here with specific things that you wanted to achieve as a soul. And once you start to listen to your spiritual intuition or for messages from your spirit guides, you'll begin to notice what you're actually here for. But what ends up happening is you get caught up in what feels logical, in what other people tell you to do, and you lose your actual thing that you want to do, your purpose in this life. This is very easy to happen. It happens through fear. It happens through fear of being judged. It happens by getting wrapped up into this toxic culture that we live in. But I know if you're watching this, that deep down, there's something that you really want to do, and you're currently not pursuing it, or not doing it to your fullest extent. And what this video is permission. It's permission to start following your guidance, to start following your deeper intuition, and to start living your life in a way that is congruent with who you actually are. And yes, fear will arise. Your logical brain will kick in and say, can I actually do this? Am I capable of this? And this is where you have the opportunity to start to step outside of this part of yourself that is constantly being the inner critic, doubting you, sending you astray from what your true purpose is, and to begin to gain foothold over it by becoming the observer of it and then guiding it in the direction that you want to go. So notice when those thoughts come up, maybe even just listening to this video right now, thinking to yourself, I can't do it. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. It's not for me. Well, what I'm saying is that you can do it. And you are put here exactly for that reason, whatever that intuitive nudge is. And in my own life, how I found this intuitive nudge is to ask myself the question of, what would I be doing if I was already rich? If I already had 10 million in the bank, then what would I be doing with my time? And whatever that thing is what you should be doing with your time. Because that is the actual deeper excitement or the deeper heartfelt purpose of why you've been put on this earth. For me, I would still make these videos and talk to people and try to help people with whatever I could, regardless of how much money I had in the bank. And whenever I tried in my own life to go in a direction that wasn't part of what I'm doing now, which is sending these messages or helping to guide people, everything would always go wrong. And it was almost like the world conspiring to say, don't go in this direction when it's obvious that this is what you should be doing. And so I'm sure you have something like that in your own life. And the goal is to start to get in touch with this, to start actually listening to yourself and to stop listening to others, and to give yourself the permission and the courage to follow it to its utmost degree. And this happens by burning the other bridges and saying to yourself, this is what I'm going to do, no matter what. Come hell or high water, I'm going to make this happen. And I'm not proposing that you be completely in Looney Tunes land in the sense of obviously there are some goals that are out of reach. Like, I'm not going to become an NBA player as a 30-year-old sitting in the woods right now. So if that was my goal, there's also a realistic element to this too. But if your goal is achievable, within a certain set of standards, and that inner critic, that self-doubter is saying, no, we can't do this, It's your job to notice this inner critic and to start to move your thoughts in the direction and move your identity in the direction of someone who can achieve what you would like to achieve. To notice the doubt and not feed into the doubt. Because you don't need to follow the thoughts that go through your head. The thoughts that go through your head are just biological programs that have been installed in you from an early age. They actually have nothing to do with who you are or what you're capable of. When you start to understand this and you start to wake up out of this mind, then you can see this inner critic and this self-doubter for what it is, which is just a little gremlin in your head that says a bunch of nonsense, doesn't mean anything to who you actually are or what you're actually capable of. And just this understanding alone starts to give you a little bit of clarity. So throughout the day, if you're thinking, I don't know what my higher purpose is, or I don't know if it's possible for me, just start to listen to yourself. Start to notice, when you think about it. Do you feel excited? Do you feel scared? Do you feel like I can't do it? And make it a point, to bring it up throughout the day. Picture yourself doing the thing and see what emotions that brings up. See what thoughts that brings up. Because by doing that, that is where you're going to discover your deeper, more unconscious programming that is holding you back from just simply doing the thing. And earlier in the video, when I was talking about, being somewhat realistic, I don't mean it in the sense of be realistic, get a normal job and do the normal thing. It's okay to be a little delusional sometimes. And actually, when you look around the world around you, that was a weird way to say that, but when you look around the world, everything that has been built around you has been built by someone who at some point was a little bit cuckoo crazy, a little bit delusional. And they just decided, I'm going to do this thing. This is what I need to do. And that's how you'll know if what you're going towards, if it's an egoic desire or a heartfelt soul level desire. Is if it's a soul desire, it will feel more like a mission, more like something I have to do rather than something I need to do. So instead of feeling like, oh man, I got to do this, got to pay the bills, feel like, man, this is why I was put here. And it will feel exciting. It'll feel natural. You won't need to force yourself all the time to get up and do it. And of course, there's still going to be inner resistance. I'm not saying that it's going to be just a perfect, smooth, lovely path all the time. But what I am saying is that you should feel that excitement inside and follow that wherever it may lead you. And so if you're seeing this is a permission from the universe, from your guides, to understand why you were put here on earth in the first place, and to understand that you were put here to give in whatever way that makes sense to you. You are here to create positive ripples in the world. And you're here to follow your excitement and go in the direction that actually feels natural to you. Not logically based on what someone else wants or what the world says is normal, but what actually you feel personally.